Welcome back to the Free Hour. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Trevor Turner, back with another episode of the Free Hour ABCs, the ABCs of Tree. We're coming up to the end of this, actually to the end of this introductory ABC series that has built upon some of the basic tenets of the Free Hour as a whole. We're on the letter Y today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue with all different types of content. I'm gonna continue ramping up the amount of content, the type of content. I'm gonna be keeping the ABC series alive, except I'm gonna do it on different subjects and topics, like the ABCs of physical health, the ABCs of emotional health, the ABCs of productivity, things like that, things of that nature. Also, those standalone videos, the book reviews and stuff that I know I've been telling you guys I was gonna do, I'm gonna be doing those, but after this first ABC series is out the way, which is just this week and next week. So today, like I said, we're on the letter Y, and we're gonna be talking about the yes mentality. So we've been talking about building up on an inward level, right? We've been talking about our affirmations, the way we look at ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves. We've been talking about the things we believe and believe about ourselves and believe about the world. And we've been talking about our choices, our desires. We've been talking about our habits, all of those things, right? And one of the things that we've been continuously focused on is bringing new things into our life. And now that we've been talking about execution, which is what we talked about last week, one of the things we got to realize that when we are talking about new things, one of the things that really helps us execute is that yes mentality. What if one word could change your whole life? What if one word could change your life? And that word is yes. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, I was actually going to do for the Y, I was going to do like a year in review. I was going to talk about all the things that have been going on, all the things that I've been, productive about, all the things that I've been doing throughout this year. But I think that I've kind of covered a lot of those different things, and I'm going to cover more of those things in future videos. The reason I wanted to talk about the yes mentality is because a few of the people that I work with, a few of the people that I go to school with, they are thinking about doing things like studying abroad. They are thinking about doing things like going to different schools that are like out of town, going to places that would seem like, it seems like a big decision, right? It's a big decision, but it's something that they really, really want to do. And one of the things that they've been doing is they've been finding every reason not to go. They've been finding every reason not to pull the trigger. They've been finding every reason why they shouldn't do these things. The yes mentality really helps us execute, because what happens is that when we replace our no mentality, when we replace that scarcity mentality, when we replace that fear mentality with a yes mindset, with the things that I'm going to be talking about in this video, we start looking at the reasons to do things. And I talked about this in the execute video, when we think about things like the things that stop us from doing, like what if we go broke? What if we get robbed? What if we're around a whole bunch of people that don't speak our same language? What if nobody is enthusiastic about the things that we bring to the table? What if it doesn't pan out, right? And I said the same thing with the execution, is we just have to switch our mindset to that yes mentality. What happens if we don't do this stuff? What happens not only to us, but to other people? What happens if we say no? Instead of looking for the things, the safety, the complacency, we need to look for the detrimental effects, not only to us, but to other people, of if we say no. And what'll happen is, when we stop looking for the no's and we find the yeses, it's just so much easier to find new things, so much easier to walk into new things, and so much easier to just start. So let's get into it. Let's understand the yes mindset. The yes mindset is a willingness to embrace opportunities, take risks, and step out of your comfort zone. A yes mind is crucial for growth and success, because one of the things that we have to realize is that if we are trying to grow, if we are trying to change our life or change the results of the things that we've been getting so far, we have to do new things. If we've been getting 2 + 2 = 4 and we don't like that 4, we have to change the 2 + 2. We have to change the things that we do on a regular basis. We have to change the places that we go. We have to change the opportunities that we say yes to and what we say no to. We have to be able to take on new experiences. We have to be able to take risks. We have to be able to look at something and say, you know what, I might fail, but I need to try it. I need to get after it. I need to start this business. I need to do my investing. I need to start exercising. I need to start taking walks around the block and then start running later on and then start doing burpees and then start doing calisthenics and get into the best shape of my life, instead of saying, well, what if I hurt my wrists? No, I can't do that because it might hurt at the beginning. No, I can't do that because it's going to be uncomfortable. No, I can't do that because I might not have the time at night to make the videos like I want to make, or the homework that I want to do, or the work projects that I'm trying to do. You need to say yes. So what'll happen is you say yes to these things, and guess what? Now all of a sudden you got increased energy. Now all of a sudden you have more time in the day because you're able to wake up earlier, stay up a little bit later, to do all of these things that you thought you weren't going to have time for. It helps you to take those risks, to get over the initial things that you will see as risks, or cons in your pros and cons list. Some of the psychological benefits of being open to new experiences are increased creativity, resilience, and adaptability. If you are willing to take on new opportunities, if you are willing to live new experiences, if you are willing to have new experiences, to go to a different place just on a humbug and say, you know what, I'm gonna go visit here. I'm gonna hop on a train and go here. I'm gonna hop on a plane and go there. I'm gonna drive down here. Or you know what, you ain't got the money for it, but I'm gonna walk over here instead of walking over there. I'm just gonna go somewhere that I haven't been before, or I'm gonna go somewhere that I haven't been in a minute, and I'm just gonna look at people in a different way than I would before, and watch the things that start to go through your mind. You won't start thinking those same thoughts. You will think more creatively. You will think new thoughts. And then of course, when we talk about resilience and adaptability, one of the things that comes with new experiences is that when you do something new, when you do something brand new for the first time, you're probably gonna be awkward at it. You're probably not going to be very good at it. You're probably not going to look all smooth. You're probably not going to look all super confident. You're probably not going to be like just a Superman at it for everything that you try. And what happens is that the more you go through the rough stage or the ugly stage, the more you go through those initial stages of resistance, you're going to be resilient. The more life tries to throw at you, the more you're going to be able to take it, because you've gone through these new experiences of your own accord and gone against the obstacles and the resistance, and gone against whatever it is trying to keep you in that place that's comfortable and that place that you're complacent. And then obviously adaptability, because one of the things that happens is that when we are doing the same thing over and over and over again for so long, our brain just becomes wired to do that. You can be the most intelligent person. You can be a person who was really, really good when you were younger at taking on new things. But after you've been doing something over and over and over, and only that, for so many years, having the same pattern, being a predictable, and even though predictability is safe, even though predictability is security, even though predictability is structure, if you have only been doing those things, it is harder to branch off into new things. But if you are willing to embrace new opportunities, embrace new experiences, and have a yes mindset, you will become more adaptable. So what happens is your brain is now no longer just hardwired to do that one thing and do that one thing super well. Your brain is hardwired to learn other things as well. Your brain is still in that plasticity or elasticity or whatever the term is of learning new things. So let's talk about the science behind that, of the yes mindset. It's a positive psychology. Dr. Martin Seligman, he did research on positive psychology. He did research on the PERMA model, which is positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. Individuals who cultivate all of these elements in their lives, they experience higher levels of happiness and well-being. Positive emotion, the way that you look at things, the way that you feel about things, which is something that you can control. A lot of people think, well, how else am I supposed to feel about this? My life isn't going the way that I want it to go. How else am I supposed to look at these things? These things aren't going the way that I want them to go. These people are doing these things to me. These people are doing those things to me. You can control the way you feel about those things. You can control whether you feel like these things are a detriment, an obstacle, an opportunity. You can control a lot more than you think about how you feel and about how you look at them. You can cultivate gratitude to bring that positive emotion out. The engagement is how being proactive. It's you acting on your life and not letting your life act on you. Relationships, positive relationships, supportive relationships, not necessarily even romantic relationships, just friendships, having people around you. Try to cultivate some people. Try to get in touch with some people. Try to find some people. And it even goes back to having that mastermind alliance, where two come together, you have exponential growth. What two or more ask for down here will be done up there in the spiritual sense. What two or more people come together on is that vibration, it's that energy of two brains working together and spinning up onto that level and bringing those things to pass. Those things happen on a physical level, vibrational level, mental level, spiritual level. That's why relationships are important. Meaning, purpose. You have to have purpose to your life. And you can make up your own fucking purpose. You can make that shit up. You can make up your purpose. Your purpose is to build what? Your purpose is to do what? My purpose is to help people and give back to people. And guess what? I made that shit up. Yeah, I may be good at it. I may communicate well, and I may have done that shit the whole time. But the thing about it is that I found it. I found it. I'm the one who came up with the ideas of how to bring it into fruition. I'm the one who took what God gave me. I'm the one who took what Yahweh gave me and decided what to do with it to give myself meaning. It's not this like super abstract concept of what might be out there or around the corner or just buried so deep within you that you have to find and you have to search for. A lot of times meaning, you can provide it. If it's something that gives back to people and something that gives you fulfillment, that is meaning. It's purpose. And then, of course, accomplishment. You have to feel like you did something. And I was reading this in the University of Success with Og Mandino, right? And they said that success needs to come with joy. It needs to have a price, and it needs to come with a feeling of accomplishment. You need to feel like you did something, because there are people out there who have all the things that you would look at like success, but they don't feel successful. If you don't have the feeling of accomplishment, if you don't feel like, man, I did that. Man, I did that. I kicked that shit ass. I did that shit. If you don't feel like that, then you're not going to have the meaning behind what you're doing. You're not going to have the positive mindset. And of course, Dr. Martin Seligman, he's a pioneer in the field of positive psychology. He's conducted extensive research on well-being and happiness. Remember the PERMA model: positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, accomplishment. And now when we talk about the neuroscience of openness, we talk about Richard Davidson's research on brain plasticity, the benefits of embracing new experience. And Dr. Richard Davidson is a renowned neuroscientist, and he's known for his work on emotional regulation and neuroplasticity. So at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, he found that individuals who engage in novel activities show increased neuroplasticity and growth in the brain's areas related to learning and memory. And this is what we just kind of touched on before the last study. If you are constantly trying new things, if you are constantly trying new and unique things, and when they say novel, it's like new and unique things and kind of standalone things, like things that just are like outside of the norm, things that are unique to you, things that are interesting though, right? If you are trying these things on a regular basis, your brain gets used to doing these things. Your brain gets used to being able to perform new things relatively well. And what that does is it keeps your brain growing in the areas of learning. It's like when they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it's not because the dog is old, it's because the dog has been doing the same tricks for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and hasn't tried to do no tricks. So by now, his brain is not wired to learn new shit. His brain is only wired to do the old shit at the highest fucking level possible. And if you have a yes mentality, if you are willing to say yes to new and novel experiences, even if they start small, your brain will start to be able to learn how to do these things well. Take a cooking class, learn a little bit of a language, go and do some pottery, like a color me mine, and make your little ashtray cup or you're whatever the fuck it is, because it doesn't look like nothing yet, because you haven't tried it yet. Do these novel activities. Go take a yoga class. Go take a dancing class with your spouse. Go do all of these things, right? Go see new stuff. If you're only seeing movies, go see a show. Go see a musical. If you're only seeing those things, go out and do something. And what's going to happen is your brain is going to get used to new things, and your brain is going to open up those areas so that they become useful again, just like when you was younger. So let's talk about the benefits of a yes mindset. We've talked about some of the science behind the yes mindset and actually what it does in your brain, but let's talk about the benefits. So one, personal growth. Saying yes to new opportunities can lead to personal growth and self-improvement. And we just talked about this. One of the things that happened with me is that when somebody told me, hey man, you should share the things that you like to talk about. Hey man, you should do this ABC series about all these different aspects and topics that you talk about to structure it more. Hey man, that hour that you be doing by yourself, you should tell people how to do that. Hey, you communicate really well. You should tell people how to do this stuff. And if I had continued to think that I knew better, if I had continued to think that I was going to just be doing things the way I had been doing things this whole time, my whole life, and I had never said yes to these ideas that people gave me, even though I knew that the things were already there, I never would have done those things if I never had said yes. What happens is that when the change come around the corner, when the opportunity come around the corner, you have to be able to say yes. That's how you grow personally on a personal level. One of the things that happens is we all like to say this when we're doing bad, when we're down and out. I wish I had the opportunities that you had, right? When we see somebody else thriving, we say, man, I wish I had the same opportunities you had. And the thing about it is this, unless they are really just way out on the fringes examples of an opportunity where somebody gets a loan of $1 million from their moms and pops, or somebody inherits a business, like a multi-million-dollar business, or someone just kind of lucks up on some shit, right? That's related to the way they look or how tall whatever the case, right? I'm not talking about the fringe shit, but the majority of the type of opportunities that people have, opportunities for promotion, opportunities for advancement, opportunities to display and showcase their talents and their abilities and their value. We all have those same opportunities. We just didn't see them as opportunities and didn't say yes. And we didn't say yes because we didn't see them as opportunities. We saw them as burdens. And one of the things that goes around now is a lot of people say look, this is one of the things I learned as a worker. Do the bare minimum of work, because all that you'll ever be rewarded with is more work. You don't see showcasing your value to somebody, to a company, as an opportunity. You see it as a burden. You don't see it as the opportunity, because what you can do is you can perform at the highest level that you got day in and day out. And when they reward you with more work, you can look at the opportunity to show this person, this company, how valuable you are to them. And then if they don't see it, what can you do? You can take it and put it on your resume, how valuable you were to this company, to another company. You can take that opportunity to learn these new skills, to learn these new tasks, to be able to put them down. And everybody who's around you in that workplace is going to say, yeah, he did that shit to the highest ability every single day. He did it better than anybody else we had. He did it better than our supervisors who have been there for 10, 20 years. He did it better. And then what happens is when you go to the next spot, they're going to know you did it better. They're going to be, man, why didn't this company value him the way he should have been valued? And they're going to take you from them. And then fuck a 2 weeks notice, because they didn't value you. They didn't value your time. You don't have to value their time. You take the opportunities as they come. When they offer you the new job, you say yes. When they offer you the opportunity to travel, you say yes. Don't look at it as, damn, I got to move. I got to go across town. I got to do this. It's an opportunity to get into a new spot. It's an opportunity to put your family in a better place. It's an opportunity to put yourself in a new position. Look at the things as opportunities so you can say yes. And if you choose to say no, at least you won't have that mindset that everybody else gets these opportunities. You'll say, you know what? I had them same opportunities. I just didn't think it was good for me. I just didn't think it was going to help me out. I didn't think that it was a fit for me and my family. So now you're not bitter. You have gratitude for those opportunities coming. And since you have the gratitude, guess what? More going to come. And you have to say yes when it's reasonable, when it's positive for you, when it fits into the lens, because we always talk about lenses, right? We talk about the lens of where it is that you want to go. Don't say yes willy-nilly, but you need to say yes to things that you believe will take you to where you want to go. You'll look at the disadvantages. God, I cannot figure out that fucking word. I'm tired. I went to the gym and shit before this. You can't, like, the cons of it, the downsides of it. Was that the word I was looking for? Probably not. That didn't sound like eloquent enough and shit, right? I'm trying to be all fancy and shit. You look at the things and be like, man, but there's so many downsides to it. Do the upsides outweigh the downsides? To where it could possibly take you outweigh the potential downsides, or the short-term downsides, or the things that you have to do for this, the burdens of it? Do they outweigh it? Put it through that lens. And if it does, say yes. If it doesn't, say no. But the yes mindset helps you see these opportunities. And then we talk about professional development. It's the same shit. It can enhance career prospects, professional development. So when we look at successful individuals, one of the things that a lot of successful individuals, they attribute their success to execution. They attribute their success to when opportunities come, they jump on them. They don't sit there in the planning stage. When opportunities come, they go for it. They don't plan forever. Steady long, steady wrong. When they see something coming down the pipe, they say yes. They go after it. They do what they gotta do. When somebody says, hey man, you know what, you might have this talent. You feel like moving out to Hollywood. You might have to live in your car for a little bit. You might not make it right away. You might have to work at a restaurant. You might have to do these things, but I feel like you can make it. I feel like you got talent. You know you got talent. You know you could make it. That motherfucker said yes. And guess what? Some of them people who did exactly that are some of the most famous, most rich, most successful, most fulfilled, most of all, people that you will ever see, because they said yes. We talk about building relationships. So being open to new social interactions can strengthen relationships and build supportive network. The only thing I say about this is because I had a very, very small circle, right? When I was doing my thing. I didn't have a yes mindset when it came to dealing with new people and interacting with new people. I didn't feel like having these people in my life would be a benefit to me. And I just felt like everybody around me could possibly be a detriment. I didn't trust nobody. I didn't want nobody in my life. So I never said yes to having these people in my life until I met the homie, right? And I met the homie because my other boy was telling me, bro, this dude is funny to the motherfucker. You gonna love this nigga, man. You need to come. You need to holler at him. You need to come and kick it with him, all this other shit. And I wanted to say no so bad, but for some reason I said yes. And now he's the only friend that I still got. My boy Jack, the only friend, one of the only friends that I really still got, that I really still talk to on a regular basis, is because I said yes. And it's just as simple as that, If you have ever met somebody in a situation that you was probably going to say no to, and you decided, you know what, I'll talk to this motherfucker, and he turned out to be one of the coolest people you ever known, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. And even those people that you might have got into it with before, we get into it with people, and then you just, you know what, I'm gonna be cool with this motherfucker. I'm gonna say yes to whatever the fuck. Now all of a sudden y'all cool as shit. Y'all see each other and y'all got each other's back. It's that type of thing. And if you put it on a different mindset, on a professional mindset, if you put it on a growth mindset, if you are looking at people who are in the same environments that you are trying to get to, but you're like, man, I don't know about that person. I don't know about, he feels iffy, his vibe feels off, and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna say yes and see what that person's about. That might become one of the most valuable connections that you ever get. So let's talk about the last thing. We'll talk about the strategies on how to develop this yes mindset. The first thing, man, start small. That's the thing about the free hour. And that's what we're going to get more into. We're going to get more into actually strategies to really implement this free hour. We're going to start this process. We're going to start like a 26 to 52 week process. It's going to be free. It ain't going to be one of them courses, come buy my shit. It's probably going to be something where we just talk about what we do for the week, how we start to implement the things in our free hour. And the way we do these things, especially with a yes mindset, is we start small. I encourage you, I challenge you to start saying yes to small, manageable opportunities. Your company comes saying, hey, we want you to move to China. That's not what the fuck I'm talking about. But your company comes telling you like, hey man, we feel like you might want to come attend this class. We feel like you might want to come attend this training. There's a seminar out there that you might want to go to. Your friend comes and tells you like, hey man, I met this girl and she has a friend. Maybe you should come out with us. And you're just like, man, but the dating scene is so, no, just say yes. I know the dating scene is trash, but say yes to these small manageable opportunities. Simple activities. Try a new hobby, attend a new social event, try something new, small, manageable, one time, not a habit, not a membership, not a commitment. And embrace discomfort. That's the second step of this, man. The importance of stepping out of one's comfort zone and embracing discomfort as a pathway to growth is like unexplainable in words. It's just the way that when I stepped out of my comfort zone, when I stepped out of what I knew and what I had been doing my entire life, how I thrived, how fulfilled I am just doing this shit, even though I'm stupid uncomfortable being in front of this camera and talking about these things. Even though I feel like the people that know me and the people who, well, not know me now, but the people who have known me before, they're gonna look at me like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? He was never on this positive shit. And I just feel like it's uncomfortable, but I have to embrace that discomfort, because if I want new results, I have to try new shit. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, and you have to embrace that discomfort. And one of the reasons that you have to embrace that discomfort is, remember Carol Dweck, we talked about her with the growth mindset. Her research at Stanford University found that the individuals with the growth mindset who believe their abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication, we are more likely to embrace challenges and persist through setbacks. If you embrace the discomfort of those small manageable things and you keep building on those small manageable things, eventually you will be able to one day wake up and say, you know what, I am going to do something completely fucking different today. And even though you're fucking scared out of your wits, even though you're scared as fuck while you're going down to do that thing, or going to talk to that person, or going to that seminar, or going to invest in that thing, or going to put your money in the stock market instead of a savings account, or trying to go travel to a new country instead of just, staying on the block. You trying to get into the gym and try these new workouts instead of just staying on the couch. What'll happen is this: when you have embraced the discomfort, when you have learned to thrive in discomfort and live in discomfort and make discomfort your comfort zone, you can do anything. You can do any fucking thing. Next, mindfulness and reflection. The practice of mindfulness and self-reflection to become more aware of opportunities and reduce fear of the unknown. One of the ways that we do this through mindfulness and reflection is you just have to be present in the moment. That's number one. Present. Let the thoughts that are going to come, let them come. Observe them. Realize that those thoughts are not you. Those thoughts are just thoughts. Those thoughts are reactions to things that have been happening, things that are going on, and especially to things that aren't even a reality yet. Those things haven't even happened yet. Those things might not even happen yet. Those things are just your fears, your mind, your ego trying to quote unquote protect you. And be mindful of those things, and also be mindful and have self-reflection, because one of the things that happens is this: we have all had goals. We have all had things that if we thought we got them, it would make us happy. And we got those things. We all accomplished goals that we thought would make us happy. So one of the things we have to do is we have to reflect upon how we accomplished those goals, why they didn't make us happy, what it was that we were really looking for, and what it is that we can get. So we do this so we are not bitter. And then also, we all did things that we thought was going to kill us, that we thought was going to hurt us. We all did things that we thought and we knew was just going to end terribly, and it didn't. You're still here. I mean, it might have ended like you might have got hurt a little bit, emotionally, mentally, whatever the case, but you're still here, and it didn't hurt that bad. It didn't kill you. It didn't change you terribly, right? you can say yes to similar things. You can have that self-awareness, that mindfulness that makes you realize that I survived those things. I was bigger than those things in the end. Those things might have felt really, really bad at the moment. It's like when you stub your fucking toe, that's all you can think about. It kind of makes your whole get down just shut down. It makes your whole jug just come to a complete and screeching halt when you stub your fucking toe. And for the first like 30 seconds, that's all you know is your toe. And then 30 seconds later, that shit doesn't even exist. Be mindful and self-aware of all those situations that you thought was gonna be the end of you that ended up just being like a stub toe. So that you can say yes. Set intention. Set daily or weekly intentions to say yes to new opportunities. So one of the things that we got to do is that now that we have started to say yes to these smaller, manageable things, now that we have started to say yes, we're not going to go on one of these things like the movie Yes Man or whatever, where we're just like telling ourselves, okay, we're going to say yes to everything that comes our way for like 30 days. But what we're going to do is we're going to say, you know what? Today, I am going to say yes. I am going to say yes to something that might seem like a burden, something that might seem like it won't be fun, something that might seem like it's not going to be, my thing or whatever. I'm not with that. We're going to say yes to one of those things. Once a day, once a week. If you live in situations where you don't interact with a lot of people, say yes to an invite that you get on social media. It doesn't even have to be an invite that you get. And it could be an invite that somebody else said yes to or is interested in that pops up on your shit because, they think you're friends with these people just because you're connected with them on social media. The people that you don't really know that you just clicked on, whatever. But say yes. And your mind is like, no, I want to go there. That looks lame. That person who said yes to that, they lame as shit. So I know that that's going to be lame as fuck. Just say yes once a week, once a day. And one of the things you do to be mindful of those things, right, is at first you say yes and you write it down or you put it in your planner, you put it in your phone. I said yes to this. And what'll happen is that you will start to, as you go to do these things, you will realize that they are the opportunities that you didn't see that they were from the jump. And now that you've written them down or recorded them, you can go back over your month and you can say, okay, 4 times this month I said yes to some shit that I didn't see as an opportunity, and it turned out to be an opportunity to unwind, an opportunity to relax, an opportunity for some fun, an opportunity to meet some people, an opportunity for growth, whatever the case may be. And you didn't see that at first, but after you said yes, you found out that that's what it was. And this other thing might have just been like, know what? It wasn't fun, but it was an opportunity still to try to learn something new. It was an opportunity to try to get out of your comfort zone. Everything is an opportunity. And you realize what those things are, and you realize like maybe the discomfort was the fact that you just haven't tried nothing new for so long, right? And you just be mindful of those things. And what'll happen is that as you are doing those things, as you are setting the intention, as you are forcing yourself to say yes to stuff and say the reasons why it was positive, the reasons why it was an opportunity, the reasons why you ultimately said yes, you will think of those things when more opportunities come, when more things come your way, when people start bringing up more ideas to you, you will think about the positives or the potential positives of those things before you have to say yes. Like when you set the intention, it's because you have to force yourself to say yes. I am intentionally making myself say yes to some bullshit that I thought wasn't going to be fun. But after you have gone through that stage, we've done the manageable things, we've changed our mindset and mindfulness and reflection. We've got that growth mindset now, and we've got those intentions out the way. Now I just say yes to shit. Now I'm able to objectively look at things with the yes mindset to where you say, you know what, that sounds all right. That sounds decent. I'm going to do it. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. You know what? That objectively, not subjectively, not arbitrarily, that shit does not have any benefits to me whatsoever. You just want me to do this. You want me to do that. That is something that I have done before, I have experience with, and I know that I am not going to like it. I know that it is going to throw me for a loop. But the point is this: when you are able to constantly see the opportunities and the plus sides and in everything, the reasons to say yes, and you automatically do those things, when the reasons to actually say no to something are able to come through, they shine more. Now it's not just like, now you're not sitting at the house like, damn, you know what? I probably should have said yes to that. Man, they probably out there having fun. Man, they probably doing this. You know what? They probably learning some shit at that seminar. Man, they probably learning the skills to make all this money. It sounded like whatever, a scheme and all that other shit, like a real estate, whatever the fuck. They probably learn how to make money. They probably learn how to invest. They probably learn how to do all this shit. That little seminar that your job wanted to send you to, they weren't paying you for and shit. Man, them people probably learning how to fucking do all of this shit that I wanted to do. And you know what the thing about it is? There are things that you are going to be able to say no to that are not going to have those moments of regret. You're not going to have any of those second thoughts. If you think about it at all, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm glad I said no. That was some bullshit. I knew it was going to be some bullshit because you automatically look for the yeses. So now when you can't find yeses, you know it's because your mind really cannot find yeses. Right now, you can't find yeses because you're too busy focusing on the no's. Too busy focusing on the no's. So let me scroll back up here. Let me find and see if there's another thing that we need to talk about. Yeah, so basically some of the common barriers to the yes mindset is the fear of failure, perfectionism, trying to look for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing. You can't do that things. You just have to be able to say yes to stuff. It might not be the perfect time. It might not be the perfect opportunity, but you have to realize that you can say yes to the good enough. And those things that you fear, the things that you fear that are going to fail you or make you go broke or whatever the case, those things are not going to be as bad as you think they are. It's like stubbing your toe. So yeah, that's been the yes mindset. That's been the letter Y. Thank you once again for watching the Free Hour, man. If you like the video, like it. Share your thoughts with me. Share your experiences with saying yes to new things. Subscribe to the channel. Deuces.